Living under the same roof as my mother-in-law has created a rift in what was once a blissful marriage. Suddenly, and without any discussion, my husband decided that we should all live together, despite knowing the strained relationship I have with her. I can't bring myself to forgive him, nor can I simply acquiesce to his wishes. I'm considering leaving this household on my own terms. My name is Sarah, and I'm 28 years old. I've been married to Jake for nearly 3 years now. We first met at a social gathering, dated for 2 years, and then tied the knot. We immediately connected due to our shared hobbies, and soon after, we found ourselves married. However, there's one persistent issue. My husband consistently prioritizes his mother over me. Raised in a single-parent home after his parents' divorce, he's deeply influenced by his mother's opinions, viewing them as infallible. Just recently, as we were preparing to leave for an outing, my husband unexpectedly interrupted our plans. "Sorry, Sarah. Mom just messaged me. She wants to go shopping. Come along with us." "Wait, what? We were supposed to go buy new dishes today." "Sorry, Mom really insisted," he pleaded. "I don't care. We've had this planned for a week," I protested. "But you can pick out dishes by yourself, can't you?" "Mom can't shop without me." "Even so, isn't it strange to put your mom first like this?" "Sorry again. Can you stop fussing? Just go by yourself, Sarah," he said, hurrying out the door. What the heck was that? We had plans first, and he prioritizes his mom today? I can't believe it. In the end, I went out alone, feeling completely deflated. As I wandered through the stores by myself, a text from my mother-in-law flashed on my phone. It was a photo of a tempting cake with a message. "Jake treated me." I couldn't help but let out an exasperated sigh. My mother-in-law has never been fond of me, often sending deliberate photos of her and Jake looking happy together to unsettle me. That day, her texts were relentless, adding to my mounting irritation. Jake is an amazing husband when his mother isn't involved, but whenever she intrudes, frustration ensues. I've never appreciated how she constantly undermines our relationship. Reflecting on it now, she may have been antagonizing me even before we married. During our engagement announcement at her house, she scrutinized me from head to toe. "Sarah, where did you get that dress?" Just something I found at a department store sale," I replied tentatively. "Sorry, but it looks rather shabby. It doesn't suit my son at all," she retorted sharply. "Excuse me," I stammered, taken aback by her directness. Ignoring my surprise, she continued her critique without hesitation. "Also, your manners are lacking. You didn't even say thank you when I served you tea." "Oh, I apologize. I was so nervous I forgot," I replied, feeling flustered. Jake didn't intervene to stop his mother's sarcastic remarks. Instead, he chuckled and said, "Mom, you're tough." I knew he treasured his mother deeply, having grown up in a single-parent household, but in that moment, I wished he would have defended me at least a little from her relentless criticism. Looking back, I should have reconsidered the marriage then. Those doubts began to consume my thoughts daily. Then one day, during a break at work, I noticed several missed calls from Jake on my phone. I called him back immediately, and after a few rings, he picked up. "Jake, is that you?" I answered the call. "Sarah, something awful has happened," Jake replied urgently. "What? What happened?" I asked, alarmed. "Mom collapsed," he said tersely. "What? Your mom collapsed?" I exclaimed, shocked by the news. "Yes, I need you to leave work and come to her house right away," Jake insisted. "What? Hold on," I started, trying to process the sudden request. But before I could get any more details, Jake abruptly hung up. "Hold on. Why go home? If she collapsed, shouldn't she be in a hospital?" I muttered anxiously to myself. Nevertheless, I rushed straight to my mother-in-law's house. Upon arrival, I found my mother-in-law peacefully snoring in the living room. "You're late. Why didn't you come earlier?" Jake scolded me, his brows furrowed, speaking in a hushed tone. Feeling a bit taken aback, I replied, "Jake, there are train schedules. I came as quickly as I could after hearing she collapsed." "Ha! Aren't you worried about my mother? She just managed to fall asleep." "Well, what do you want me to say?" Jake responded dismissively. Growing increasingly frustrated with Jake's lack of concern, I asked him, "Hey, is it okay to leave your mother at home? Shouldn't we take her to the hospital?" "She's fine. I gave her a pain relief patch," Jake replied calmly. "A pain relief patch?" "Jake, she said she collapsed. She fell and hurt her back and couldn't apply it herself, so she called me," I explained. "Wait a minute. You said your mom collapsed, so she just fell and hurt her back, that's all. I questioned, feeling puzzled by the discrepancy. What's with that tone? Jake snapped angrily, his face turning red. You're making it sound like my mom is exaggerating. Well, it's just a minor fall, right? When you say someone collapsed, it sounds serious, I reasoned. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't blame me for that. I shouldn't have had to leave work early for this. How could you say that? Look at her, she can't even get up right now, Jake defended. I don't care. There's nothing I can do here. Did you really need to call me? I had to make up an excuse to leave work during our busiest season, and you made it sound like an emergency. I vented my frustration. Jake sighed, looking annoyed. You know, Sarah, you don't seem to care about my mom at all. Every time I bring her up, you get this sour look on your face. It's really rude as a wife. Hey, what are you trying to blame me for now? No, that's not the point. A normal wife would care for her husband's mother, right? I don't sense any intention of that from you, Sarah, Jake confronted me. Come on, I've told you countless times, your mother has disliked me from day one. She's always picking on me. How can you expect me to want to take care of her? I retorted. What are you implying? She intentionally contacted you on a day we had plans. It's obviously deliberate, Jake argued. My mom is tough on you, Sarah, because she doesn't see you as a worthy daughter-in-law, Jake asserted. What? Seriously? How can he think like that? Doesn't he see his mother's actions for what they are? I exclaimed in disbelief. Despite our continued arguing, we made no progress. Soon after, my mother-in-law woke up and turned her attention to me. Sarah, it's so heartless of you not to be concerned when I've fallen, she complained. No, I rushed over here because I was worried. But you seem to be okay now, I defended. Excuse me, how can you say that? I fell and hurt my back, she insisted. But it was just a fall, right? Calling it a collapse seems a bit exaggerated, I responded. Oh, stop with your complaints. This is why I can't stand sarcastic women. I should never have approved of you marrying Jake, she snapped. Her words stung more with anger than sadness. I wanted to leave as soon as possible, so I swiftly exited my in-laws' house. Later, checking my phone, I found a text from Jake. I'm worried about Mom, so I'm going to stay here for a while. Instead of worrying about me, he's still fussing over his mother at a time like this, I muttered, feeling thoroughly disgusted. I didn't bother replying and simply went to bed. He didn't return home for quite some time after that. A week later, just as I was enjoying some rare solitude, Jake's call interrupted my peace. Could this be an apology call? I hadn't reached out to him at all, and perhaps Jake had finally realized his mistakes. I wondered hopefully. With those thoughts in mind, I answered the phone, only to be greeted unexpectedly by Jake's voice. Hey Sarah, is that you? It's been a while. What's up? Jake's voice came through the phone. Well, I've been talking to Mom and thought I should fill you in, he said. Huh? Talked about what? I replied, puzzled. Mom is going to move in with us at our place, Jake announced. What? I exclaimed, caught completely off guard. My mind raced, trying to process the sudden news and control my emotions. I managed to find my voice. Wait, living together? You mean she's moving in? Yeah, after her fall, we're worried something else might happen, so we thought it would be best if she moved in with us, Jake explained. Wait a second, you're joking, right? I can't live with her, I protested. What do you mean you can't? Don't you care about Mom? Jake asked, sounding confused. It's not about that. How many times do I have to explain? I know I'll be mistreated if she lives with us, Jake. You understand that, don't you? Are you bringing this up again? Anyway, it's decided. I've already sent her things over and they'll be there by tomorrow. Can you take care of it? Jake interrupted. What? Wait, that's not. I started to protest. Well, make sure to handle it, Jake cut me off, ending the call abruptly. My frustration towards Jake boiled over. He had gone ahead with this plan without consulting me. This couldn't be a joke. Why was I being excluded from this decision? There was no way I could agree to live with her. With determination, I decided to leave this house. I immediately began packing my belongings, driven by a need to escape Jake's selfishness and my mother-in-law's intrusion. At this point, leaving seemed like the only option left to me. The next day, the intercom buzzed, announcing the arrival of a large shipment of my mother-in-law's belongings. Just as the delivery settled in, Jake's call came through. Hello, Sarah. Is that you? I'm a bit busy right now, I replied tersely. Are you still upset about yesterday? Jake asked cautiously. I'm not upset, or rather, I don't care anymore, I responded coldly. Good, that's a relief then, Jake sighed. Struggling to contain my irritation towards my inconsiderate husband, he continued. By the way, the shipment I sent yesterday has already arrived. It's here, and I've just finished sending my things to my parents' house, Jake informed me. Ha, your parents' house? I questioned, caught off guard. I'm going back to my parents. If you want to live with your mom, go ahead and do it yourself, I explained, feeling resolute. Come on, you're joking, right? What's all this nonsense? Jake protested, sounding bewildered. Nonsense? I'm serious. Making decisions about living together without discussing it is unacceptable, and because of that, I've made my choice, I asserted firmly. If you're gone, Jake, who will take care of the house? We're not children. We can handle it ourselves. Enough with your nonsense. You always speak out of turn. Mom is upset too, you know, Jake retorted defensively. Let her be upset if she wants. I stand by my decision, I replied firmly, unwavering in my resolve. My husband's response was more explosive than I had anticipated. Don't play games. You're my wife, act like it. Just shut up and listen to what I'm telling you, you idiot, he shouted angrily. Idiot, are you talking to me? Who else would you be talking to? I shot back, incredulous. Whatever. Go back to your parents' house until you can think straight, okay? When you're ready to apologize sincerely to me and Mom, then come back. If you apologize sincerely, both Mom and I will forgive you. Bye, Jake snapped, ending the call abruptly. He seemed to think he'd done nothing wrong. In his world, he and his mom were still the top priority. Fed up with his attitude, I packed my suitcase and returned to my parents' house. A few hours later, the phone rang again, this time for my husband. What? I'm busy right now, I responded curtly. What the hell is going on? Jake's voice trembled with frustration. Suppressing any hint of satisfaction, I asked calmly, what happened? Did something go wrong? When I got home, everything was gone, your belongings, even the stove, Jake explained. I expected as much, I replied coolly. You expected? Weren't you just planning to stay at your parents' for a few days? Jake questioned, sounding confused. Do you really think that was my intention? I'm sorry, but I have no intention of returning to that house, I stated firmly. What? Don't do this to me. What am I supposed to tell Mom? I told her you would take care of everything, Jake exclaimed, sounding desperate. Not my problem. Why don't you tell your mother the truth? I messed up, I upset my wife, and now she's left me, I retorted sharply. How could I say that? Just come back now. Don't make decisions on your own, Jake pleaded. Don't act on my own. You were the one who decided your mom would move in without consulting your wife. Don't try to shift the blame now, I countered firmly. Oh, Jake faltered over the phone. As I unleashed my pent-up frustration at Jake, who had always belittled and mocked me along with his mother, I realized forgiveness was beyond reach. It was time to address all the grievances I had harbored. Jake, what do you take me for? I'm not your servant or your mother's plaything. Not everything you do is acceptable, I exclaimed. Hey, Sarah, please calm down, Jake responded, trying to diffuse the tension. Shut up. You've never truly listened to me. I can't just go along with whatever you say anymore. I refuse to take care of you or your mother. I'd rather be single than live like that, I declared firmly. Don't say that. I don't want a divorce, Jake pleaded. I couldn't care less about what you want. I'm tired of being pushed around by you both. Figure it out yourselves. I'm done. Don't ever interfere in my life again. You and your mother can go to hell together, you two-faced duo, I snapped angrily. Wait, Sarah, Jake called out desperately. Ignoring Jake's calls, I hung up the phone in a fit of rage. I went straight to the lawyer's office and filed for divorce. It took some time, but eventually the divorce was finalized. After I left, it seemed Jake reluctantly began living with his mother alone. Without someone to handle the household chores, they started arguing, straining their once close relationship. As for me, after the divorce, I decided to move out of the family home. I rented an apartment close to my workplace and focused even more on my career. This dedication paid off, as I was soon offered a promotion and a corresponding salary increase. I now find deep satisfaction in my work. I'm truly relieved to have cut ties with that mother and son duo. From now on, I am determined to live life on my own terms for myself.